Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and I keep seeing all the comments asking me to do a skydive intro. It's an oldie but a goodie, so here you go. This is me helldiving in IRL. That being said, today we have a plethora of leaks. It took me a long time to sort through all of them, and it took me trying to learn Mandarin, but I finally got it. So we're gonna go over a bunch of crazy stuff today. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So fellow Helldivers, we are in October, and we've been patiently waiting for a new Warbond. However, it's probably not coming for a little bit, because we are supposed to be getting our first big patch update to fix a lot of the issues in the game sometime in mid-October according to the developers, and it would be kind of tone deaf to release, paid cosmetics and content without having the game in a playable state, so it's not likely coming after that. Shortly after that, we have on October 26th the Liberty Day. However, I don't believe we'll be seeing a Warbond for that, at least not if we do what we got last year, which is just some free cosmetics and a new weapon, which would be pretty cool. That being said, there's a ton in the game files that could indicate what we're looking next for a Warbond. I was on the Helldivers leak subreddit, and there was a bunch of lists of leaks of upcoming stratagems, and then I went in the comment section, and a user actually put together a bunch of stuff that was found. For instance, on the Helldivers leak subreddit thread, it actually showed the Lumberer right here, the Exo51, that mech suit coming in, but it looks like Sony copyright struck it, or something happened to the image, as it says if you were looking for an image, it was probably deleted. That led me to actually find where it was stored and cached and hidden, and it led me to this image right here with 3D model for Helldivers 2 of the Exo51 Lumberer. You can see the flamethrower on the right hand side, the Gatling gun on the left side. On the chassis on the very front there's the Helldiver logos. There was also some other really interesting stuff on there that I was able to find. Now keep in mind, everything is in Mandarin, so it took me a long time to sort through this, but there's some game files right here, something called the BX7 Displacer Pack, a portable teleportation device which activates the moment before the user would take a potentially fatal blow. This actually looks a ton like the Warp Pack. It might have actually evolved into the Warp Pack. The only difference there is it would actually activate if you were about to be killed, rather than being able to activate it as when you want with the Warp Pack. So I don't know if this is still coming in or if it was just something that got evolved into the current Warp Pack. Now, there is a ton of stuff on that thread outside of just the stuff that's in Mandarin from the leakers that we got. For instance, there seems to be a remote explosive stratagem coming in with a cooldown of 30 seconds, unlimited uses, calls down an explosive tank, and then a pinata full of surprises, cooldown 10 seconds, limited one use, summons a tank, the player breaks it and randomly gives the player a weapon or could be empty. Those are both incredibly interesting. We haven't heard anything about that so far, so I'm pretty interested in it. Along with that, there was a list of new player effects, which I think is going to be pretty interesting. There's the blind one, the hallucination, mild radiation, heavy radiation, so we're going full Fallout with it, light energy, stun, reverse aiming, that's definitely an illuminate control, and backpack chemicals, which I just have no idea what that could be. Those were the player effects found, but along with that, there were planet effects. Some of these are already in the game that we've seen. There's the extreme cold, where weapons dissipate heat twice as fast. I haven't actually seen that modifier, but I know cold is there. Blizzard swamps obviously in the game. Enemy orbital bombardment, which is absolutely terrifying. So the enemies might get their own 380/DSS thing. I think that actually might line up with what the automatons were trying to do with creating their own version. And at the very bottom, there's volcanoes. There was also, and we've talked about ship customization, a bigger list of what that actually includes, which I'm now very excited for. There's customization for color types, such as primary, secondary, of the interior and the exterior. There's material type, target component, texture type, banners, all that different stuff listed there. So it looks like we're going to get ship customization to a whole new degree. And in terms of armor, there was also more files found for that. You can see everything with passive bonus for helmets for combat engineer, battle hardened, ammo support, so it does look like helmets are still on the list to actually get some changes, or it's just leftover files from a very bygone era when the game was still in development. But it does also show customization slots for left arm, left leg, shoulder, right arm, torso. Overall, just a whole list of different things they are thinking about doing with that. There were also new types of cooldowns. Now the bug breaker drill is already in the game. It's the hive breaker basically, but there's also something listed here as insect tower sterilizer with a 30-second cooldown showing the stratagem input, along with a pile hammer for a 30-second cooldown, and a scrambler, which again, I assume does some kind of radio or map scrambling. Don't have much more information than that, but it's just something that's in the game file. Continuing on, we have Eagle air-to-air missiles. Uses 3 homing air-to-air missiles that can destroy most nearby flying targets. 30-yard range, which is pretty short, but at least it's something to go ahead and take out those stingrays that the Illuminate have. Not to mention, there were 3 items listed here is the G121 fire grenade launcher, 6 rounds, 5 mags, 36 total rounds slower than the regular. Along with an AD 289 Angel healing 20-second upgrade, increases healing energy reserves plus mobile healing, also heals NPCs, mechs, vehicles, and turrets. Mission entities will not be healed. Entering mechs, vehicles will return to user mount on top of mech like other drones, will not heal while inside. So basically a healing guard dog. Along with that, there's the BX7 Displacer pack, but we already showed the image of that and kind of briefly went over what it does. There's also a Super Earth Troop support, cooldown 60 seconds, 2 uses, no duration, summon a transport plane to airdrop 6 soldiers to the player. During the landing of the transport plane, it will randomly fire 3 to 12 cannons at nearby enemies within 80 meters to break heavy armor. Airdrop 5 soldiers equipped with Liberator assault rifles, and 1 soldier equipped with MG43 machine gun. For the total of 6, weapons will drop after the infantry dies. There's also, as we've talked about before, the carpet bomb. It has 3 uses with 450-second cooldown, 60-meter range from left to right. And of course, I do want to give full credit. This entire thread comes to us from Mouse TTV, where he gave us the Mega Stratagem info leak plus big surprise at end of post. He shows us the nuclear bomb limited to 1 use, 2 with upgrades. We'll show gameplay of that as well. And then there was, like I said, a separate thread in the comment section where they were actually able to hide the images from whoever was copywriting or deleting them. So that's why I was able to show you guys some of the stuff we found. But we'll go ahead and play some of the stratagems in case you haven't seen them of the ones that we just talked about. Let me know down below, what are your guys' thoughts on all the leaks and the rumors that are in the game files right now? Also, don't forget to check out the video in the top left corner where I go ahead and cover all my outdoor adventures if you guys want to see more crazy stuff like you're seeing on screen right now. But until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.